start revising the vocabulary words really quick. Okay, and the first word is active. Active is another word for lively. Last week we took the word lively and we said the word lively means active, means something that is full of energy. Okay, so when we say, for example, it gave us here the volcano, the active volcano was about to erupt. So here the lively volcano, or the a volcano that is alive, that has energy, will start to erupt, or something will come out of it. Okay, the second word, earth. Earth is the planet that we live on. That's okay, and earth is also considered, it can be described as the soil. Okay, so here the sentence we use referred to as the soil. We dug into the earth to plant some lettuce. That means they dug into the ground of soil so they can plant lettuce. We can also use the word earth as our planet. We can say we live on a planet called Earth. The third word is explode. Explode means to burst with a loud noise. Here it says fireworks make bright colors and loud noises as they explode. So fireworks is something that explodes or bursts with a loud noise and makes colorful lights in the sky. An island. An island is a piece of land completely surrounded by water. Okay, so it's a land and has water all around it. Like Hawaii. Local. The word local here means something that is nearby. Grandpa and I went to a local park. Means they went to a nearby park near their house. Properties. Properties means what something looks like, or what the features that it has. I looked at the rock to learn about its properties. Okay. Solid. Solid is a kind of matter. In science, you took that there are 3 states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. Solid is something that has a shape and does not change. Okay, and yeah, has something that has a definite shape, means the shape does not change, and a definite volume, that means the size does not change. Steep. The word steep means something that is not flat, something that is a little bit that has a slope, like the side of a mountain or side of a hill. Here, as you see, the kids are going up a hill and it's slope. It has a slope. It goes upwards, not flat. Those are our 8 vocabulary words. And for here, it's not the story, it's just an introduction. And the essential question here this week is, how does the earth change? Okay, how is the earth that we live on change? You know that last week we talked about how different parts of the world are different. They have different landforms, they have different climate. This week the idea is also related to the earth, is how come some parts of the earth have different landform shapes. Okay, like if you look on page 272 and 273, you'll see that this is a landform. This is called the Grand Canyon. Okay, if you've never read about it in social, this high landform is called a Grand Canyon. See, this is a high landform, and see how it's shaped. So what made this landform shaped like this? There's a river that flows through it. Okay, and this river has a flow of water. The movement of the water, it goes from one way to another. Sometimes it comes in a the water moves fast or flows fast, and sometimes moves slow. And as it flows, it starts to hit the sides of the landform, so it forms this shape. Okay, so our Earth is changing, and the movement of the water through a landform can shape the land. Okay, so as the water or the river flows, it causes something called water erosion. The movement of water starts to take off pieces or the walls of this canyon and starts to shape it. That's why it has been shaped like this. This is called water erosion. Okay, now to our story. It's called Into the Sea. And also Into the Sea is related to how the earth can change. Okay, into the sea. Into the sea means like the beach, right? You know that the sea has salty water and it has waves going in and out, and on the shore we have sand. So we'll be learning how erosion, or how the movement of water is changing the land. Okay. On top we have the subheading. What is erosion? Have you ever made a sandcastle at the beach? You must pick a good spot for it. If it's too close to the water, waves will quickly wash it away. Ocean waves and wind can also wash away land. They can change the shape of an island, which is a land circled by water. When wind and water change the shape of the earth, it's called erosion. So here, the subheading says, what is erosion? That means this paragraph will start explaining to us what is erosion and how erosion can change or shape the land on our earth. Okay, so it starts by saying, have you ever made a sandcastle? This is a picture of a sandcastle made out of sand, right? A castle or something made out of sand. So he said, if you want to make a sandcastle, you have to make it in a good place, in a good spot. Don't make it too close to the water. Why? Because the waves will come and take it or wash it away. Because we know that the waves go in and out, and the wind can also wash away the land. Okay, this is called erosion. So when wind and water, the movement of wind and water change the land on our earth, this is called erosion. So that means that the movement of water and wind can shape the land. This is erosion. That means we have two types of erosion. We have water erosion and we have wind erosion or air erosion. Okay, what has erosion shaped? It has shaped the Grand Canyon, as you've seen. It can shape an island. Okay, an island is a piece of land surrounded by water all around it. Okay, waves are the biggest cause of erosion at the beach. Ocean waves are always active and moving onto the shore. They carry the sand away bit by bit. So the waves, the movement of the water, goes back and forth. Okay, what does the movement or the waves cause? It causes erosion. Why? Because water comes fast, and then on its way back into the sea, it takes little bits and bits of sand. So what is it doing? It's changing the fast movement of the waves or the water. It's always active, so it starts to take sand away from the shore. So this is a change or erosion. Okay, it causes erosion. This is the reason. Okay, so waves are the main reason of erosion on the beach. Strong waves are one of the properties of a big storm. Okay, these waves explode as they crash onto the beach. Storm waves can move a lot of sand quickly. Okay, so we said that the waves are always very active. It comes in with a very strong force, and as it goes back into the sea, it starts to pull or take bits of sand. Okay, so waves is the cause or the reason of erosion on a beach, and it shapes the beach. Okay, sometimes, as we said, there can be a big storm. In storms, the wind is always moving really quick, so the storm waves can also take lots of sand in one time. So erosion of beaches. Some people build houses near the ocean. Waves take away the sand between the houses and the sea. As the beach disappears, the water gets closer to the house. and other solid buildings on the beach. Some buildings can even be washed away. As we just said, that erosion, the cause of erosion on beaches is the waves, the movement of the water. Okay, some people like to live near the beach, so they build homes near the beach. But as the waves start to remove bits of sand, it starts to the water starts getting closer to the homes. What happens? These buildings are washed away. They keep taking sand, and then the water starts getting closer to the homes. And sometimes they can take homes away or make the homes fall down. Here is a picture of the beach before the erosion, and here is a picture of the beach, of the same beach, after many years of erosion. And you see the trees are even starting to fall down. If the tree, it can wash away trees, buildings, and many homes near the beach. Erosion of rocks. Erosion can also happen on steep rocky cliffs or sharp slope. First, waves smash into the bottom of the cliff. Okay, the cliff is like the edge of a hill. Okay, the side of a high hill. So erosion can also happen on a cliff. Why? Because it's near the water, so the waves hit the bottom of the cliff and starts taking bits of rocks. Okay, again, let me read again. Erosion also happens on steep rocky cliffs or sharp slopes. First, waves smash into the bottom of the cliffs. Then they carry away tiny pieces of rock. Over time, many small pieces of rock wash away from the bottom of the cliff. This makes the top of the cliff weak. The cliff can crumble and fall into the sea. As we said, that the cliff is like the edge of a high hill. Okay, so as you know that the cliff is made out of rocks, and below it we have waves. So can erosion affect the cliff? Yes. When the waves hit the bottom of the cliff, it starts taking bits of rocks. Over time, the bottom of the cliffs becomes weak. So what happens? It starts to fall down. It crumbles. Crumbles means to fall. The cliff starts to fall because it became so weak. So because the waves keep removing the waves keep removing small pieces of rocks. Okay, so is this erosion? Yes, this is erosion. Here also, the waves is the main reason of erosion, water erosion. Okay, how can we stop this? How can we stop erosion from happening? Okay, it says here on the last page, stopping erosion. Some local communities work to stop erosion to nearby beaches. These towns have built seawalls or large boulders or rocks. Okay, so in some cities or towns, the people build seawalls. They either, as you see at the picture here, this is a seawall made out of rocks, small pieces of rock. So instead of when the waves come and taking sand, it starts to take small pieces of rocks. And also they use large boulders. Large boulders are like big cubes of rock. Okay, so like if you go to where behind Nadi's Said, you'll find at the end of the beach, you'll find there's like a seawall that the people in Port made, it like big cubes of rocks where sometimes they stand on. This is to prevent erosion. Okay, these large boulders are the people they put it to prevent erosion. So when the waves hit, instead of taking sand, it just hits these big boulders or rocks. Okay, the rocks are placed in a row in the sea. When the waves hit the seawall, they slow down. Then the waves cannot pull away sand. So here, this is a seawall made out of rocks. So when the waves hit, they cannot they just hit the rocks and the waves slow down without taking sand. This is a way to prevent erosion. Some towns make rules about buildings on the beach. New buildings must be far from the water. So then they won't be washed away. In some places, they make laws, so people who like to live on the beach, they can build a home, but not too close. Why? So the waves does not wash it away. Okay? So again, what is erosion? Erosion is the movement of water and wind that causes change to the land on Earth. Okay? Today we just read about how erosion can affect the beach, and the main cause or the reason why erosion happens because of the waves, the movement of water that comes from the waves. What does it cause? It causes erosion. Okay? What happens? What is the effect when erosion happens? It starts to remove bits of sand, and beaches start to disappear. Okay? If I here, this is the cause. Cause is the reason why something happened, and effect is what happens if this happens. Like here, the reason: waves wash sand away. What will happen if the waves start to wash sand away? Beaches will disappear. There will no longer be beaches. So if I ask cause, why do people make seawalls made out of rocks? Okay, why do they do that? What is the cause? Because to stop or prevent erosion. Okay, what else? What happens if what is the effect if homes are built near the beach? What happens after that? What is the effect? The homes will be washed away because due to erosion. Okay, so today our lesson was about erosion, and we talked about the cause and effect. Cause is why something happened, and effect is what would happen if this happened. Okay, and as you see, this is the same genre, expository text. We've been taking many stories about expository text, but if you don't remember, expository text is a real story about a real topic. What is the topic today? It's about a real thing called erosion, and what erosion, it explains to you what erosion can do to the land on Earth and how it can change our Earth. Okay, what did this what shows you that this is an expository? We have some real photos of the beach and real photos of the beach before and after erosion. It has real photos of sea rocks. It has subheadings such as erosion on beaches, erosion of rocks, and stopping erosion. Okay, that was it for today. See you guys in our next video.